Fear is something we all face at different points in our lives, but as believers, we are called to live by faith, not fear. When fear grips our hearts, it can be paralyzing. It can make us doubt, worry, and lose hope. But God's Word gives us the antidote to fear: faith. The Bible is filled with reminders of God's presence and power, encouraging us not to be afraid. In 2 Timothy 1:7, Paul tells us, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." Fear does not come from God. Instead, He has given us His Spirit, which empowers us to live in strength, love, and peace of mind. When fear comes, we need to remember that we are equipped with the Spirit of God Himself. Fear often comes when we focus on the problems rather than on God. Remember the story of Peter walking on water? As long as he kept his eyes on Jesus, he could do the impossible. But the moment he looked at the wind and the waves, fear crept in, and he began to sink. Jesus immediately reached out His hand to save him and said, "You of little faith, why did you doubt?" Matthew 14:31. Faith looks at Jesus, not the storm. When we focus on Christ, fear loses its power over us. One of the most powerful scriptures about overcoming fear is Isaiah 41:10, where God says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." The Creator of the universe is telling us not to be afraid because He is with us. When God is with you, what can stand against you? No fear, no obstacle, no enemy is greater than God. In moments of fear, we can also hold on to Psalm 23, verse 4. "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me." David knew that even in the darkest, most dangerous moments of life, God was with him, guiding him and protecting him. This same God walks with you through your darkest valleys. Faith doesn't mean that fear won't come knocking at your door. It means that when fear comes, you choose to trust God over your circumstances. Faith is believing in God's goodness even when life is uncertain. It's trusting His promises over the lies that fear tells us. Romans 8:31 says, "If God is for us, who can be against us?" This means no fear, no doubt, no obstacle is bigger than the God who fights for you. Remember the words of Joshua 1:9, where God commands, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the presence of faith in the face of fear. When we trust that God is with us, fear loses its grip. So when fear knocks at your door, answer with faith. Trust in the God who never fails, the God who has promised to be with you, to strengthen you, and to uphold you. Fear may try to creep in, but faith reminds you that God is bigger than anything you face. Keep your eyes on Him, and you will overcome fear with faith. Remember, fear may be real, but so is God, and He is greater.